We are back for another work day. It's already Thursday, more than halfway through this week. See what we can get done today. Made a quick pit stop at my parents' house. Emma! I'm gonna get this dryer wiped down a little bit more, then I'm gonna take it inside. We finished it up last night. Same with this washer. Reattached the lid last night. I'm gonna give it a quick shine up, put the front end back on, get it ready to go, test it one more time. I plan on getting this little section over here cleaned up. That way I can get this big table out of here, get it moved to a better location. I can start working on items. I'm gonna start bringing out all the mowers, getting them tested. My helper up here is gonna help. Finishing up this washer, I got it all put back together, getting ready to test it. I didn't realize it was missing this back cover. When I got it, it didn't have it. What I'm gonna have to do, I found this piece of metal that went to a stove. I'm gonna get it cut to size like it needs to be and get it installed. Hold it. I'm having to use this big grinder because all of our little ones are not working at the moment. So we got the end cut off. Let's cut this little square out and it should be good to go. This big old thing's a pain in the ass to work with. Perfect fit, got it screwed in place. Now we'll bring the washer inside, get it tested. We're having some issues here with our PVC. We got a crack that occurred where the spigot goes. So now we got to get it fixed so that way we can get to testing some machines. Gonna have to take a pause on that. We don't have the right fitting that we need for the PVC. So I'm gonna run off to Home Depot, pick up a couple of them, try to get this figured out so it's not leaking water anymore and we can get to work. Made it back. My dad's getting the PVC cut off where it needs to be. That way we can attach one of these fittings that I got. Hopefully get this finished. Got the new fitting installed, got it primed up and PVC cemented in place. We're gonna let that dry, add the new spigot, see how it works. While we wait on that, I got this dryer brought in here. I'm getting ready to hook up a cord. I went ahead and took the top off. Looks like it's missing a button here. We'll see if we can find one of those. Somebody's taking a little nap here in the shop. Emma, you want me to leave you alone? Got a cable hooked up to this dryer. I'm using this screwdriver in here to hit the button inside since this one's missing. And every time I do, it's supposed to be a press and hold. It just doesn't want to kick on. So I'm not too sure if it's the button causing the issue or maybe the electronic board. So let's get it unplugged and dive in a little deeper. Got the head unit removed off this dryer. Brought it over here. Turns out this computer board has an issue here with this button. It's going to be very difficult to try to replace this button without damaging anything. I don't have another computer board. I looked for one. Don't have any available. They cost like $100-some for a new one. Don't feel like putting that kind of money into it. I'm gonna take all the good parts off this dryer, scrap out the rest. Tired of leaving stuff sitting behind if I'm not gonna fix it. So let's get to that. Took a quick pause, went and got the packages that got delivered. One of them is another ignition switch I bought to have an extra one, and then the other one's a carburetor that I ordered that fits this four-wheeler and another one that I have that I'm working on. We'll see what we can do. I'm actually still waiting on the voltage regulator to come in. It hasn't arrived yet, so hopefully when that comes in we can get this one fired up. But let's get back to doing what we started. Looks like the county's coming through, cutting the grass on the sides of the road. Looks like they're cutting some of our grass up here as well, so that's a plus. A little less grass for us to cut. Got this dryer all scrapped out, put all the extra metal back in the body. We're gonna take it out to our scrap pile and work on something new. This one I actually picked up yesterday. They said it wasn't heating, so we're gonna see what we can do and if we can get it fixed. I got the back cover of this dryer taken off, tested it with my multimeter. Turns out the heating element's no good. So we'll get that swapped out. We're gonna go ahead, tear it down, re-grease the wheels, condition the belt, and then put it all back together. Got both the wheels removed. Saw a lot of lint built up from the inside in the exhaust, so I went ahead and took it off, and as you can see, a lot of stuff built up. Somebody wasn't cleaning the lint trap like they should, so we're gonna get this blown out with the compressor. I got the exhaust itself brought over here. It's pretty dirty inside as well. This is what I could see from inside the drum. I got the wheels re-greased, reinstalled them, reinstalled the drum and the belt tensioner, all that good stuff. Also got the exhaust cleaned out and put back in place. The last thing to do is get the heating element replaced, and then we can get it tested. We got the sheep out and free ranging again today, and it looks like a couple of them are on the opposite side of the fence over here. They come up here, to this good grass that nobody's eating on. Let's just get them slightly pushed back. Sure, they'll make their way back up here in about an hour or so. Got this dryer up and running. This is the old Element. As you can see, it broke right there. I got a brand new one installed, already set it on a time dry, got it running. Before I screw the top back on, I'm gonna make sure everything's working like it should. I'm gonna condition the belt. After all of that, I'm gonna get the top sanded down a little bit, and I'm gonna hit it with some appliance epoxy, make this thing look brand new. Just sanded it down a little bit. Gonna sand it down a little bit more, and we're gonna get it painted up with some appliance epoxy, let that dry, and that'll be a done deal. Got the head unit covered, protect it from any overspray. Just finished up with the first coat. While the paint's drying out there, went ahead and took the head unit off, just disconnected the 2 clips that hold the body in place. Getting ready to pull it off. We're gonna take a look. I got this washer hooked up and it was making a lot of noise, so I'm not too sure what's causing it. Hooked up one of my child locks to it because it won't run without it. This one I actually zip tied to where it stays in the open position. That way I can run the machine without the body on it to see what's going on. But I'm gonna show y'all. Just got it on a quick spin cycle. We're gonna go ahead and pause it there. As you can hear, it's making a lot of racket. I'm not too sure if something's stuck in the drum or whatnot. Let's take it apart and see. Got the agitator assembly all taken out. Took a little bit of time. This bolt here was really tight, really hard to get out. So got it out without breaking anything. Then I took the top cover off that goes over the drum and the outer wash basket. Now I'm gonna use this handy dandy tool that I have made for this and a mallet to get this center little ring off. That way I can detach this drum, get it pulled out and see what's going on. Like always, this thing is rusted in place, so it's really hard to come off. Sprayed some liquid wrench in there, try to help release it. Also took off this plastic inlet for the water. That way I don't break it. Just gonna set it back here for now. The sheep have made their way back up here. So I'm gonna get them pushed back down again. Hopefully for the last time today, we'll see. Literally just got the drum taken out of this washer. I went through hell and back to get this thing complete. Ended up having to take the transmission, this motor, and the pump off to get this thing released. I shouldn't have to do that. It should pull out, but this thing was so rusted in here that I had no other choice. So finally, even after getting the transmission out, I was yanking and beating it with the mallet to get it loosened up. Finally came out. Looks like I've destroyed the machine, but it should still be good. We're gonna see what's causing all this noise. Is it some of this metal and stuff in here, or is it the transmission? I'm not too sure, but we've made it this far, so let's see what we can do. Just finished cleaning out the outer drum. Got all the big metal and rust taken out. It doesn't need to be 100%. This drum, I'm gonna try to replace if I have another one. It's already starting to rust through on both sides, so could be what was causing the noise. I'm not too sure. Either way, we're gonna find another one, get it installed, and put this thing back together. Getting this washer put back together. I got the transmission and the motor reinstalled. I'm not gonna worry about the pump right now because I can still run it on a spin cycle without it. I did find another basket for it, so we got that installed, getting ready to put this center bolt back in place. After we get that done, we'll put the agitator back in and run it on a spin cycle and see if it's still making noise. We got everything put back together. It should be ready to run a spin cycle. I'll leave the pump disconnected for now. I got the bottom half of the agitator screwed onto the transmission. I'll put the other half of it on if this all works. So moment of truth, I got it hooked up to power already. Perfect. So it's not making that racket anymore. Here's the old drum. Got the new one in there. Seems to be spinning nice and smooth now. So that's a relief. Spent about 2.5 hours getting this all done. Once it's done with this short little spin cycle, we'll reinstall the pump, reinstall the other half of the agitator, and get it tested under some water. Make sure it's not leaking or anything like that. Got the rest of the agitator put in place. Also reinstalled the drain tube. I'm gonna test it with the body off, make sure everything's functioning as it should, no leaks. And then once that's complete, I'll put the body back on and test it one more time. But I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. It's already about 8:30 out here now. Getting tired and hungry. We'll probably close up shop here in the next couple minutes. Another day in the shop comes to an end. We'll be back out here tomorrow.